We all got skills. We have talents and we have passions. But mine happens to be sex. This is the FUNSEXUal Podcast with your oversharing swinky best friend, Majesty. And I'm talking sex and all of the ways and all of the things that make sex, well, fun. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the FUNSEXUal Podcast. And if you're new here, welcome to the FUNSEXUal Podcast. I am your swinky host, Majesty. My friends call me Maj. The good boys and girls call me Mistress Majesty. But I also go by the wholesome hoe, the sexy sweetheart, a fistful of fun, the freaky bitch with the bus, chocolate Velma, and just the cultivator of good fucking vibes. Now, before I get into this episode, I figured what better way to shake the nerves in starting up podcasting again, something that I really love and enjoy doing, than to take a shot. So if you are watching, which you should be watching on YouTube, search up the FUNSEXUal Podcast on YouTube. You can check me out there. If you're watching, take a shot with me. Let's go. And we will throw it back in 3, 2, 1, and... Woo! Hold on. Wow. I ain't even a drinker for real. But I just did that. Let me make sure my lipstick's still looking good. All right. I think we're good. So... welcome back to the FUNSEXUal Podcast. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Happy motherfucking Pride Month. I feel like I haven't been nearly gay enough. Like, if I'm going to do some super uber gay shit, now is the time. And I feel like I haven't been nearly gay enough. So I'm sorry to upset everybody with my lack of gayness. But I vow on the rainbow flag to turn it up a notch or several notches. This weekend actually might be a good time to turn it up because I have one of my female partners will be in town, and she is bringing the strapless strap. It's one of those straps that has like the hook part that goes inside of you, and I've never tried one of those, so hopefully we'll get to try it out this weekend, and I will let you guys know. You know I'll report back because I can't not share things on this podcast, all right? So since we've last spoke, a lot of things have changed, but some of the biggest things are, number one, if you remember, the apartment saga that I was going through has finally come to an end. I have an apartment. I moved to Philly. I'm officially a Philly John. And I like it. It's been fun thus far. This is going to be my first summer in Philly upcoming. So I'm excited to see, like, I don't know what the munch is or like the kinky scene. I'm having some trouble finding the kinky scene. So let me start there. So if you are kinky and you are in Philly and you know the folks, please put me on. Okay. Outside of that, Philly has great food. I cannot wait to do some eating out here this summer. Philly has, some fun like live music type things. I saw that they have some stuff that's gonna be like downtown happy hour after work mixer, not much, but mixer type things. I like shit like that. I also do vanilla shit. I don't just be, in dungeons and leather all the time. I actually like just to do regular shit too. So Philly has a lot of that going on. So hopefully I'll actually get to tap into that this upcoming summer. I got fired from my job. So yeah, that happened. And there really ain't much to say about that. It was kind of time for me to leave, but I didn't have I couldn't get myself to actually leave. And so they ended up firing me. And I think it was low-key a blessing in disguise. Do I miss having a check coming in twice a month? Hell fucking yeah. Those checks were absolutely lovely. Am I making as much money as I did when I had a job? No, I'm not. But I'm still okay. Like, I'm still living. I'm still doing all of the things that I need to do. My bill's still paid. Bitch still cute. So I'm doing okay. And we'll figure out, I believe in destiny. I believe in fate. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. So there was a reason that I had this time off. And really, that reason is probably because I had been asking, I had been asking the universe for like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I just need some time. I need some time. And the bitch was like, okay, you need time? I'm gonna give you all the time in the fucking world. So, that's been that. And it actually has been a really pretty interesting journey. Another big thing, if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, dropping the plugs, which you should be following me on Instagram at the FUNSEXUAL, THEFUNSEXUAL. I got me a bae. So when y'all hear me talk about my man, I'm talking about my man. The last couple episodes before I stopped recording, which was in like October, I believe, I had talked about a scavenger hunt that he sent me on. This is the same guy. And, we've had our ups and we've had our downs. I think we've definitely had mostly ups. And, that's my baby. So if y'all hear me talking my man, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And honestly, he's the reason that I'm so excited to come back to podcasting, because I will say sexually, we've gotten to explore quite a bit. There's so much more that we could explore, but we have gotten to explore quite a bit. So that just gives me more material. I just spit. I might be a little lit, y'all. Y'all know that I am a lightweight. But that has given me more material to come on this mic and talk to y'all about. So, my man. I've hosted a couple different events. I have one upcoming. I'm hosting another weekend playcation. What is weekend playcation? For those who don't know, and for those who have not attended. If you have not attended a weekend playcation, you definitely want to be there. Weekend playcation is a weekend event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is all inclusive. I provide everything. The only thing that I do not include in your ticket price is an excursion. If you decide to do an excursion, but your lodging, your food, your drinks, your beverages, are all included in your ticket price. You just got to show up and show out. That's it. Okay. So Weekend Playcation is going to be happening July 7th to the 9th in the Pocono Mountains, because I love the Poconos. Okay. I don't want to hear nobody shit about it either. I like the Poconos. I like hosting things in the Poconos. And as I'm recording this right now, all solo beds have already been sold. So if you want to attend Weekend Playcation, I have duo beds and I also have trio beds. It's the first time I'm ever offering a trio bed, but it's big enough for 3 people. So 3 people could get in that bed. So if you are interested in attending Weekend Playcation, check out the link in my bio on Instagram and or Twitter and fill out the vetting form. And after you fill out the vetting form, I'll reach out to you. All of the information is there. I ain't gonna do it here, but if you are interested in attending what is going to be one of the sexiest weekends of your summer, I have a really awesome group of people that are showing up. It's just a really good time. We play. By the time we get there on Friday, everybody's already at least some level of familiar, because we've been chatting it up in the group chats. I've hosted a virtual game night. We've gotten to know each other pretty well. By the time we get there on Friday, I do the consent speech. We eat some dinner, and the things turn into things, and the stuff happens, and it's a good time. So if you want to attend that, I already told you what to do. I'm all for that. Another thing that has happened since the last time I podcast is I've unlocked several kinks, okay? New kink unlocked, okay? I've definitely unlocked several kinks, okay? Let me tell you about this one, right? So there was this time around, actually it was the day after Thanksgiving last year. And I went to go hang out with a friend, and some of his friends were there. And me and one of his friends had this interesting, like, I wouldn't even say it was a sexual tension. It was like we had this like some type of like, I'll call it sexual tension, because I don't really even know what other word to say. We had this like sexual tension between us. So after, everybody was leaving, we were chit-chatting, and he was like, why don't you come over? And I was like, no, I don't want to come over your house. And I was like, I ain't got nowhere to be. Yeah, I'm going to come over your house. So I go over to his place. We're talking, and he ends up, showing me all the toys that he has, one of which being a fuck machine. So I was like, so set it up so I can use it. He was like, right now? I was like, yes, set it up so I can use it. So he was like, all right. So he sets up the fuck machine on the couch, and I'm using it, and he's like fake playing video games. Like, hey, you ain't trying to, you gotta, I'm right here, bust wide open. You trying to play video games? Don't want to hear it, regardless. At one point, I was like standing over his face on his couch, and he's like eating my pussy. He was like, pee on me. And I was like, gay? And he was like, pee on me. I like it. And I was like, well, now that you have put me on the spot, I can't do it. Like, I need to be prepped and prepared. You can't just like put me on the spot and expect me to just be able to perform. So that was the first time that somebody like asked me to pee on them. And then the next month, a partner of mine, I've actually got to try water sports for the first time. And I'm saying that because that's what this episode is about. This episode is about water sports. But a partner, and that was December, had been asking me, and I was like, okay. And we finally did it. I had to like drink water. I was like nervous. I don't know. It was something that I can't just pee on the spot. I cannot just pee on the spot. I'm not a pro like that yet, guys. I'm new. And so, I had to drink water and then like sit on the toilet and do my little pee-pee dance. And eventually I was able to pee on him. And it was great. And we really enjoyed it. And it's something that we definitely want to do more of. And then in January, and I remember this because I was just like, how is this happening so much now? All of this time that I have been in a lifestyle, all of this time, I thought I was dealing with these freaky ass people doing all of the shits and all of the things. Nobody had ever asked me to pee on them. But then 3 months in a row, 3 different people had asked me to pee on them. And I was like, I'm with that. I like that. I'm going to do that. And I did it. But then in January, another play partner who I will be talking about quite a bit because that motherfucker is nasty. Shout out to you. I don't think you watch the podcast, but if you do, shout out to you because I like that nasty shit. It'd be fun. He asked me to pee on him. And again, it was like a on the spot thing. And so I couldn't do it. And I also didn't have a full bladder. And I feel like that night, he had made me squirt several times. And like, come on now, it's all fluid, whether it's pee, whether it's squirt, it is all fluid. So like I needed to rehydrate and it couldn't happen. I tried to, it couldn't happen. It was what it was. So it didn't happen. But now I also have a sub, y'all. Mistress Majesty is back. And I've been doing some peeing on him. And I like it. I like that. No, I'm serious. So I'm going to talk about water sports. Before I even get into that, let me just remind you, because I've been going for a while and some of y'all might be new. Here on the FUNSEXUal podcast, okay, we don't kink shame. We don't judge. We acknowledge the fact that everything ain't for everybody, and that's okay. That is okay. You don't like something, it ain't for you. You can't imagine yourself doing it. You've never tried it. You didn't even know it exists. Guess what? That's okay. But what you're not going to do, okay, is judge somebody for what they like as long as it is safe and consensual. That's it. As long as it is a consensual act, they are not forcing themselves upon anybody. They're not forcing anybody to do anything that they want to do. It is not somebody underage, and it's not an animal. Like, what else is there? What else is there? There's a safe space for everybody to do anything that they want to do as long as it is safe and consensual. And so this is one of those spaces that I get to talk about my shit. And if you don't like it, you can turn it off. If you're watching, you probably opted to watch, you nasty fuck. Yeah, I like that. I'm kidding. But I'm also being very serious. Don't come on here. Don't be on this motherfucker to kink shame. I am on here to have fun. I just be talking my shit. I just be popping my shit because this is really my life. And come on now. I love it. I absolutely love it. And you love it too. And that's why you're here. All right. So now that little disclaimer is out the window, we're talking water sports. We're talking, the scientific word is urolagnia or urophilia. Urolagnia or urophilia are water sports. All of those words, even piss play, all of those words can be used interchangeably. And that is what we're talking about. So the definition is a tendency to derive sexual pleasure from the sight or thought of urination. Now, a lot of us, when we hear that, we think of like R. Kelly golden showers. Now, are golden showers a type of piss play, water sports, urophilia, urolagnia? Yes, it is. But it is not the only type of water sports, piss play, urophilia, right? But it is a way that you can perform or a way that you can participate in that sort of play. Some people might be wondering, like, why would you do that? Like, why would you pee on somebody? Why would somebody let you pee on them? There are many reasons and many ways that you can participate in this sort of play. It can be used as a form of degradation. When I pee on my sub, I do it kind of as a form of degradation. It's like this is the only way you'll ever get to taste me. This is the only way that you will ever see my pussy. Like it's I can use it as a form of degradation. You're worth nothing, and that's why I'm pissing on you. I think of you as like the bottom of the scum of the earth, and so I'm going to piss on you. It could be used like that. It could be used as a form of ownership. Like if I pee on it, I own it. So I peed on you and now I own you. Like, kind of like a dog type thing. It could be used like that. It could be a sensual thing. It could be, I want to bathe in you, baby. I want to bathe in you. I want you to pee on me so I can bathe in you. I want to feel you all over my body. It could be a sensual thing like that. It could be used as a form of worship. It could be, I like to pee on my subs. And when I pee on my subs, I like to think of it as I like to baptize them in my golden nectar. Like, don't that sound good? I'm baptizing you in my golden nectar. Come on now. That's worship. I'm your goddess. I'm your world. You'll do anything for me, even allowing me to pee on you. So it could be done for a lot of reasons. For some people, it just feels good. It's a warm liquid poured all over your body. It just feels good. For some people, it might just be fun. Me and my partner did this super crazy, kooky, weird thing, and it was just this fun connecting. This fun way that we connected. There's a lot of reasons that somebody might get into it. I think oftentimes we think of it as like this, it has to be like this creepy, degrading thing. And it can be. And even when it's that, it's still fun. But for me at least. But it doesn't have to be that. It could just be something that you want to engage in, something that's different that you've never tried before. It could literally just be experimentation. I definitely have an experimentation kink. I love trying new shit. I love introducing people to new shit. Like, I don't know, broadening somebody's world or changing somebody's mind is exciting to me. So if I can show you some shit that you ain't never seen before, make you do something, not make you, because I can't make anybody do anything, but like expose you to something that you never knew existed, and you're like, wow, I can see why somebody likes that, or I'm interested in that and I want to try more of it. That excites me. I like open-minded people. So let me also add this piece in there. Cause y'all get on my nerves sometimes. Probably not you specifically, but like everybody else. Not you, but every single other person. When something happens, right, in the media, everybody's like, ugh, gross, nasty. When Kevin Gates was saying that he likes his, he likes to get peed on, or I want to say he said he likes to get peed on, but I know he did say that he'll have his lady pee into a cup and he'll just drink it like with a straw. And everybody's like, ooh, nasty pee, blah, 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 blah. And then Carisha was like, yeah, I like to get peed on. And I was like, P. Diddy, and making all the jokes and shit like that. Then suddenly people were like, well, I like to get peed on too. Well, I like to get peed on too. Where were y'all at before the celebrities was talking about it? Because I want y'all, this has been a thing for a long time. WATERSPORTS has been a thing for a long time. I think most of our first exposure, or, I'm 30 now. No, I'm not 30, but I'm about 30-ish. And most of our first exposure or like hearing of it was probably the R. Kelly videos. Now, I, to this day, have still never watched them, but I remember hearing about it and being like, whoa, I was also extremely young, but I remember hearing about it and being like, whoa, like, why would somebody do that? That was also in the time of my life where I was like, I will never have sex, but here we are, FUNSEXUAL Podcast. Saying all that to say, like, if whatever you're into, like, let your freak flag fly. Be into the things that you're into. Like, don't wait for somebody to decide that it's cool. Or don't wait for somebody to decide that it's like now acceptable because they do it to try it. If it's something that you're into and that you want to try it. I promise there is nothing that you are into. There is no fantasy that you have that somebody else doesn't have. And the only way that you get to really explore that is if you find community, because a lot of things you might need somebody else to do it with, or you might need to educate yourself to do it in a safe way. If you are open with yourself about the things that you like and the things that you want to do, and you reach out and find community, we have the internet. We all have these little stupid ass phones that do so much for us. You can connect to millions of people instantly on this little thing that is in your hand right now. Find community, and you get to explore those things that you might want to try. Just throwing that out there. You are not alone in anything that you want to try. Okay? But so go to showers is something that you want to do, or something that you want to explore. There are people out there to do it, and don't wait for the what's the word that I want to say? Don't wait for somebody to basically tell you that it's okay to do, or that because somebody else does it that now you can entertain it, because that's just not true. So R. Kelly was like my first ever hearing about peeing on a person, right? And then as I became a grown ass woman and browsing the internet for porn, I remember seeing there are three videos that come to mind. One was, I remember on FetLife seeing a man, I'm pretty sure it was a white man, peeing in this woman's mouth, and he was using it as a form of like, I don't know if it was punishment. I think it was like a throat training thing. Like he was just peeing in her mouth and she was just sitting there with her mouth open or whatever. I remember seeing that and being like, very interesting. Another video that I remember seeing was, there was this lesbian couple, and I think they were somewhere across the pond, because I remember they had an accent. Skinny white lesbian couple that didn't show their face. And they had like a mommy dom baby girl dynamic, and the baby girl had on like panties and a t-shirt, and she was like standing in a tub, and the mommy dom is like making her like drink water, filling up her bladder, making her drink water, and the baby girl's like, I gotta pee. And the mommy dom's like, well, you can't get out of this tub until you pee. And so she made her like wet herself. She made her pee in her panties, and then punished her for peeing in her panties, which was also kind of hot. I'm not going to lie. I was like, why am I into this? I don't know, but I was. And then another video that I remember, and I tried before this episode, before sitting down to record this episode, I tried to find the link to this video, and I cannot find it. This was years ago. I watched this video on Pornhub. I hear Raisin outside the door. I watched this video on Pornhub where it was like a medical play scene. The dom peed in, she collected her pee, and then she put a catheter in this sub who was laying on the medical table, and poured her pee in a funnel through the catheter and into his urethra, and then into his, like it was in his bladder. She basically poured her pee into his bladder and then like fucked with him while he had to pee. It was something like she like pulled the catheter out, like filled up his bladder, pulled the catheter out, and was like pressing on his stomach and stuff like that. I've never seen no shit like that. I be thinking sometimes, how creative do you have to be to come up with stuff like that? Because I lack that creativity. I didn't even know that you could pour pee back into somebody's bladder. That's crazy. That's crazy in a I'm amazed I didn't even know it kind of way. Not crazy in a you shouldn't do it. You should do it safely. I feel like there is some health safety things that you have to be aware of if you're going to do that. So don't just do it because I'm talking about it. Do some research. Talk to somebody. I am not the person to talk to about it because I've never done it and I'm not educated on it. But there's somebody out there who is educated on it. If you want to do it, I have to throw that out there. This is my disclaimer, okay? But I remember seeing that and being like, wow, if I ever find that link, I'm going to try to find that link again, but I just couldn't fucking find it. That video was lit. Shout out to them. I would love to do some of that. I've done some sounding before. And it's been a while since I've done some sounding, so I'm really interested in that. Now, other questions that some people might have about water sports, piss play, urolagnia, urophilia. I'm trying to get all of the names, right? Is like where can you do this? You can pee on somebody's body. I've peed on somebody's chest. I've primarily peed on somebody's chest and peed on someone's penis. I peed on my subs. He was in my tub. I peed on his, I was like kind of peeing and stopping. The first time I did it, I was just on him. It was just like out. But the second time I did it, I was like, I need to try to control it. So I got real zen with myself. Om Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And I was able to like aim my pee like on his torso and on his penis, and then he was like jerking off with my pee, like using my pee as his lube, and he was like jerking off. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't know that I was gonna like peeing on someone that much, and I definitely think I think that I enjoy it more as a degradation thing than as a sensual thing. Because when I did it as a sensual thing, I also enjoyed it, but it was just different. It was different. But doing it as a degradation thing, I love to be worshipped. I love to be, viewed as this god or goddess, and so it just did it for me. You could pee in somebody's mouth, human toilet. My sub is definitely wants to move into he wants to try some human toilet play stuff, which we will hopefully be moving into. I've never shit on anybody before, and I'm a little nervous about it, but it's something that will probably likely be upcoming. You could pee in somebody. Again, I've never done that. I don't know if I would ever want somebody to do that, but it's something that people do. So if you like it, you know what I'm saying? Do your research. But peeing in somebody is a thing. And I can see how it might feel good. It's like a warm liquid. I could see how it might feel good. Or you could pee. I like to pee on some people in the tub just because cleanup is easy. I probably wouldn't do it on my bed, but you could also pee on somebody outside where you wouldn't really have to do no cleanup. Just throwing it out there, Someone asked me if I considered squirt water sports, and I don't. Anybody who's considering squirt water sports, you're bullshitting, because I feel like with water sports, it's an intentional peeing on. Squirt is like an ejaculatory fluid. So they're not the same. Yes, there's pee in there. We know that there's pee in squirt. Come on, grow up, guys. There's pee in squirt. Sometimes it leaves a yellow stain and it smells like pee a little bit and it tastes like pee a little bit. It's pee in there, but I can't say that squirt is like water sports. I asked my sub what he enjoyed about me peeing on him, and he was just like, he likes watching it come out of the vagina, and he also enjoyed sharing in an intimate, nasty moment. He likes nasty shit. He likes sharing in a nasty moment. And I asked one of my partners, what do you enjoy about it? And he said he likes feeling like he's worthy of it. So it's kind of hot, y'all. If you're not into it, I get it. I'm not going to make you try it, but I'm saying it's an option out there if it's something that you want to try. I have been enjoying it thoroughly myself. Okay? Now, y'all know that I love to share all of the good information that I have, right? So for this episode, and this segment of Let Me Put Y'all On. What is Let Me Put Y'all On? Let Me Put Y'all On is a segment where I put you on to something. It could be a product, it could be a service, it could be anything, but I'm going to put you on to something that you may or may not know about, okay? So for this episode, I'm going to put you on to a lube that I love. If you are having sex, you should be using lube. Okay, lube is the bomb. Lube is the shit. Lube has never made sex worse for me. Even when I'm playing by myself, lube has never made sex worse for me, okay? So the lube that I'm going to tell you guys about today is called Divine 9. A friend told me about it years ago, and I've been using it ever since. Divine 9 is a water-based lube. What I like about it is that it doesn't get sticky. A lot of lubes get sticky, and this one does not. If you are looking for this lube, I looked online recently, they have changed the bottle. So this is an older bottle. Now it's a white bottle. But it's still just a phenomenal product. It doesn't get sticky. When it's on your skin, it rubs in and it ends up feeling more like a lotion. It feels like it almost absorbs a little bit. But it doesn't. You know how sometimes when you have lube left on you, it just feels sticky or it feels like it's coating your skin and it feels gross. This does not feel like that. And when you use this, if it does dry up a bit, a little bit of moisture will take it and make it slippery all over again. So I really like this lube. It's water-based, I said, and it's made with Cara Shield, which is some sort of technology thing that has been worked on and researched that helps protect against HPV, human papillomavirus. It doesn't have a smell. It has a slight sweet taste, which I don't mind. I'd definitely rather it taste like taste sweet than taste like some of the other bullshit that lubes be tasting like sometime. It can be a little pricey. This small bottle is about $20-ish. But I highly recommend it. One of my partners, I put him onto it, and I think it's the only lube that he has bought ever since. This shit is the fucking truth. So definitely check out Divine 9 Lube. If you want to check it out, I will add it to my Amazon storefront so it's easy to find. Really good shit. But again, if you are having sex, please use lube, y'all. Lube is the bomb. Lube is the shit. It doesn't mean you ain't got wet pussy. This gonna make it slippery, ushy, gushy, gooey pussy. Okay? All right. Now, I am going to add a song to the FUNSEXUAL playlist. For those who don't know what the playlist is, it's a list of songs to play to. Duh. You can find the playlist on my Instagram link in bio. I have it on Apple Music, and I have the playlist on Spotify as well. And so this week I am adding a song called Body by Sid to the playlist. If you know the song, you already know it's a very sexy song. Sid performed it at Roots Picnic this weekend that I went to. It was phenomenal. And I was just like, you know what? This definitely needs to make its way onto the motherfucking playlist. So that's what I'm adding. Check it out. Also, let me say, because I'm talking about Roots Picnic, I feel like I have to say this. I went to Roots Picnic this weekend, and I watched the podcast live show stage. I really enjoyed that. And this festival, they had Lex P and Drea from the Poor Minds podcast. Now, I've watched a handful of episodes. I can't say that I am an avid listener, but I have enjoyed what I have watched and listened to from them. And Lex was talking about how in their first couple of years of podcasting, they hadn't made a single dollar from it. And how easily they could have given up, but they didn't. And now look where they are. And I love a success story. That's not necessarily what this is about. This is about the fact that when they said that, one of my really good friends, Miss Joelle Bliss of the House of Bliss, turned and looked at me and said, that could have been you up there. And I was like, bitch. It's always your friends that's going to read you for filth. And I appreciate her for doing that. And I love her for doing that, because that was literally the kick in the ass that I needed to get my butt back on this fucking mic and start recording again. So, Joelle, I love you. And look what you did. Look what you did. You got me back on the motherfucking mic, on the motherfucking cam. And I'm so happy to be back and share with y'all all of this shit. First of all, I got to share with y'all all the shit that I was getting into for the last couple months. Because let me tell you, it been kind of lit over here, okay? But that's going to be it for this very first episode back into the podcasting world. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to listen to the FUNSEXUAL podcast. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the FUNSEXUAL, on YouTube. Just look up the FUNSEXUAL podcast. And I'm nice, and I'm also in Philly. So if you know things that are going on, if you have events coming up and shit like that, let me know about it. I might like to come. I like to go out and show out from time to time. Let me stop, but I'm done. Happy Pride Month, y'all. I love y'all so very much. I'm so excited to be back on this motherfucking mic, on this motherfucking camera, and be prepared and excited for some of the content and things that are coming your way, because I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot to share, and I got a sub that's willing to do anything, and so I'm going to put that little motherfucker to use, okay? That's all I got. I love you guys. Peace out.